Welcome to the place where the twin flame journey is stripped back to its true spiritual essence. No myths, no chasing, just truth, clarity, and awakening. Here, you'll learn to navigate this path from the perspective of inner alignment, soul consciousness, and remembering who you really are. One of the most challenging lessons on the twin flame path is learning to let go, not because you want to push your twin flame away, and not because you've stopped caring, but because true spiritual alignment requires releasing every expectation your mind is holding on to. Letting go is not abandonment, it is not giving up, it is not emotional detachment in the way most people imagine. It is a shift from ego consciousness to soul consciousness. Yet here is the deepest truth. You cannot actually let go of your twin flame, not in the way the mind thinks of letting go, because you cannot let go of yourself. You and your twin flame are not two separate beings trying to maintain or repair a relationship. You are one soul, one essence, one consciousness expressing itself through two different human forms. There is no real separation to release. What you can release is the illusion of control, and that is the true work. When you begin this journey, your mind attaches meaning and expectation to everything: a message, a silence, a sign, a dream, a shift in energy. The ego creates a story about how things should unfold and then holds on to that storyline with incredible force. You might imagine that letting go means disconnecting from your twin flame emotionally or energetically, but that is impossible. You cannot disconnect from something you are. You cannot sever a bond that was never created, because it has always existed. What you let go of are the expectations, fantasies, timelines, and outcomes your ego clings to. You let go of the fantasy of a perfect reunion, the timeline your mind created, the belief that you must end up together romantically, the idea that things must unfold in a certain way, the need for validation or signs, the fear that if you stop holding on, the connection will disappear. Letting go is not about releasing your twin flame. It is about releasing the stories around your twin flame. To be in true spiritual alignment, you must become totally at peace with the idea of not being with your twin flame in the physical. This is not resignation, and it is not emotional defeat. It is clarity. It is the recognition that your happiness cannot depend on an external outcome. When you reach this level of inner truth, you are not closing your heart. You are opening it. You are no longer gripping the connection with fear. You are no longer using the connection to fill a void. You are no longer clinging to a future you hope will save you. This is not letting go of your twin flame. This is letting go of your attachment to a specific form of the connection. Your soul does not care about outcomes. Your soul is not invested in relationship labels or physical circumstances. The soul rests in truth, presence, and wholeness. And what are you? Not a longing, not a fear, not a narrative, but the consciousness that observes all of it. When you return to this awareness, detachment happens naturally. You stop gripping because there is nothing left to grip. The teachings around detachment are ancient, universal, and timeless. They appear across spiritual traditions because they describe a fundamental truth of human consciousness. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from clinging to desire, clinging to expectation, clinging to what we think we need. Freedom, he said, is found in letting go. Jesus called people into surrender, not my will, but yours. He taught a form of release that dissolves personal grasping and returns you to divine alignment. Eckhart Tolle reminds you that liberation comes when you step out of the compulsive patterns of the mind and rest in the stillness of presence. Rupert Spira teaches that your true nature is awareness, not the personal self that worries, fears, and attaches. These teachings are not telling you to stop caring. They are telling you to stop tying your inner state to external conditions. Detachment does not mean emotional coldness. It means emotional sovereignty. You stop making your peace dependent on what your twin flame does or does not do. You stop outsourcing your wholeness. You stop believing the connection is fragile and must be controlled. Your ego will fight this process. It will try to keep you spinning in questions like, what happens next? When will they return? What if I let go and they move on? What is the meaning of this dream or sign? What if I never hear from them again? These questions arise from fear, not truth. They arise from a belief that you are separate, incomplete, or lacking. But you are not your ego, and you are not your thoughts. Letting go means refusing to feed these patterns. It means recognizing that peace only comes when you stop trying to control the unknown. You step into presence, you step into your soul, and from there the mind's compulsions lose their power. When you stop needing to know, needing to control, or needing to secure an outcome, you return to your natural state, presence. And in presence, you see clearly. You recognize that the connection was never about a relationship, it is about awakening. In presence, you feel whole without external validation. You stop projecting fears into the future. You release attachment to how things should be. You allow life to unfold without force. You become energetically coherent. And when your energy is coherent, something remarkable happens. There is a reason the phrase, let go and they return, has echoed through spiritual circles for decades. It is not superstition, it is energetic truth. When you let go of all expectations, your field becomes stable, your nervous system relaxes, your energy becomes inviting instead of pressuring. You stop pulling, which means your twin flame no longer needs to push. The polarity dissolves. The illusion of separation begins to soften. Many people experience communication returning, synchronicities increasing, or physical reunion emerging naturally after genuine letting go. But this happens not because you tried to manipulate the process. It happens because you finally aligned with your soul. And in soul alignment, anything that belongs with you flows toward you effortlessly. Letting go is the most loving thing you can do for yourself, for your twin flame, and for the journey. It frees you, it frees them, it frees the energy, it brings you back to truth. You are not letting go of your twin flame, you are letting go of fear, you are letting go of illusion, you are letting go of the belief that love must take a specific form. And in that letting go, the path clears. You return to your essence, you return to presence, you return to yourself. And that is where your twin flame has always been. If you're ready to go deeper into your journey and receive personalized guidance, you can book a one-on-one chat session with me, which I offer on a pay what feels right to you basis, using the link in the description. Stay present, stay aligned, and remember, love is your truth.